Hi, friends. How are you all doing? I hope you are all safe and healthy. It has been a long time since we've been together at Hess Street School. I miss you all, but know we must do this to keep everyone safe, and we will be together one day soon. I am starting to enjoy the warmer weather and getting my gardens ready for the summer months. I even did some painting yesterday. I have been given PJ a list to do. Have your parents given you a list of jobs around your house that you have to do? Are you enjoying our Forest of Reading journey? I know I am. I think it is going to be hard to choose my favorite from the 10 books. What about you? The 10 books are part of the Blue Spruce category of the Forest of Reading 2020. These books are special picture books to share with students in elementary schools. We have a copy of each of the 10 books in the library. When we go back to school, you will be able to borrow these special books. When we have finished reading all of the 10 books, you will pick your favorite. You will be able to vote for the book that you think is the best. We will then be able to see which book has the most votes at Hess. I wonder which book will win at Hess. Here are the covers of the 10 books. They look great. This is a great adventure. All the books look so different. I am loving reading and sharing these 10 Canadian books with all of you. Do you think your favorite book will be the same as mine? Do you think your favorite book will be the same as your teacher's? Do you think your favorite book will be the book that wins favorite book at Hess? We will know when we have finished all 10 books. Last week, we read the book Me, Toma, and the Concrete Garden by Andrew Larson. Vincent and Toma throw dirt balls around a vacant lot, but find out the balls were seed balls and a beautiful garden grows. We have already read Emma's Gems by Anne Renaud, where Emma learns from her grandpa how important it is to be generous in her life. Giraffe and Bird Together Again by Rebecca Bender. Giraffe doesn't hesitate to find and rescue his friend Bird. And The Magic Boat by Kit Pearson and Catherine Ferris. With help from Piper, Ellie discovers she has her own vivid imagination. This week, we're going to read the story Mustafa, written and illustrated by Marie-Louise Gay. Mustafa and his family traveled a long way to reach their new home. Some nights Mustafa dreams about the country he used to live in, and he wakes up not knowing where he is. Then his mother takes him out to the balcony to see the moon, the same moon as in their old country. In the park, Mustafa sees ants and caterpillars and bees. They are the same too. He encounters a girl with a cat who says something in a language that he can't understand. He watches an old lady feeding birds and other children playing, but he is always looking in from the outside, and he feels that he is invisible. But one day, the girl with the cat beckons to him, and Mustafa begins to become part of his new world. The author is the person who writes the story. Marie-Louise Gay has won many awards as an author and illustrator of children's books. Marie-Louise's very popular Stella and Sam series has been translated into more than 15 different languages and is loved by children all over the world. Her recent books include Any Questions and short stories for little monsters. Marie-Louise Gay lives in Montreal. Mustafa, the story we're going to read this week, encompasses many themes, including friendship, compassion, and empathy. What do these concepts mean to you? While you are enjoying the book, I would like you to think about, have you ever moved from one place to another? A new school, a new neighborhood, town, region, or country? How did you feel? We are very lucky because the author, Mary Louise Gay, is going to read the story Mustafa to us on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Marie-Louise Gay. I'm an author and illustrator of children's books. And today I say hi to all of you. I'm happy to read and share the story of Mustafa, which I wrote and illustrated. Mustafa was published by Groundwood Books. And here we go. Mustafa. This is a story of a little boy who travels for a very, very long time on foot, then by boat, all the way to his new country. Him and his family traveled a very, very long way. Some nights, Mustafa dreams about the country he used to live in. Dreams full of smoke and fire and loud noises. He wakes up. Where am I? He asks. You are here, says his mama. She hugs him tightly. They go out to look at the moon and the stars. Is that the same moon as in our old country? Asks Mustafa. Yes, answers his mama, the very same moon. Only then can Mustafa go back to bed. Mustafa looks down at the park. It is so green. In his country, the trees were gray with dust and as dry as sticks. He sees birds hiding in the trees, red birds, blue birds, yellow birds. He sees two small animals jumping from branch to branch. Their bushy tails wave and curl in the air. They chatter like monkeys. Do you want to play in the park? Asks his mother. Yes, says Mustafa, and he runs downstairs. Mustafa walks under the trees. The air smells green and cool. He sees flowers shaped like his grandmother's pink teacups. He sees flowers that look like dragon tongues. He finds two treasures, a small white snail shell and a yellow heart-shaped leaf. Mustafa sees a parade of ants carrying tiny blades of grass like flags. They look like the ants in his old country. So do the soft, fuzzy caterpillars, and so do the buzzing bees. Mustafa hears a noise. He hides behind a tree. A girl walks in the park. She holds a ribbon tied to a cat. In Mustafa's country, cats were skinny and wild. They lived in the streets. They didn't wear ribbons. The girl sees him. She says something. Mustafa doesn't understand her words. He pretends to tie his shoe. Then he runs back to the apartment. Back already? Asks his mother. What did you see in the park? Mustafa tells her about the flowers that look like Grandma's pink teacups. He tells her about the parade of ants waving their flags. He shows her his white snail shell and his yellow heart-shaped leaf. Lovely, says his mother. but he doesn't tell her about the girl with the cat. There he is, with his mother and his baby sister. The next day, Mustafa sees shiny red bugs with black spots. They look like jewels. He finds more treasures: an acorn, a speckled stone, and a perfect drawing stick. Mustafa draws an airplane in the sand. He draws the house he used to live in. He draws clouds of smoke and fire. He draws broken trees. Suddenly, the girl with the cat is there. She points to the drawings and says something, but her words float in the air and disappear. Mustafa drops his stick and runs away. The girl draws flowers and butterflies and stars. She draws her cat. The clouds of smoke and fire disappear. So do the broken trees. Well, Mustafa goes to the park every single day. Now the trees have turned bright orange and red. Is this magic, he wonders? He sees an old lady feeding breadcrumbs to a whirlwind of pigeons. In Mustafa's country, there was not enough food to share with the birds. The old lady speaks to them, to the birds. She must be the magician, and Mustafa wishes he could speak bird language. Mustafa sees a small vampire chasing a fairy, chasing a fox and a rabbit. They are screaming and laughing. Mustafa waves to them. They don't see him, and so they disappear into the trees. Mustafa hears music. It winds its way through the trees like a river. A man is playing a red accordion. Mustafa knows this tune. His uncle Amir played it all the time. And everyone smiles and waves and claps their hands. A dog barks, birds sing, and Mustafa whistles along with the music. But nobody notices him. Mama, asked Mustafa, am I invisible? If you were invisible, I couldn't hug you, could I? Answers his mama. The next day, Mustafa sees the girl with the cat. Before she can see him, he scrambles up to the top of a huge tree. And now he really is invisible. But the girl with the cat finds him, and she makes a sign with her hand. It means, come with me. He follows the girl to a pond filled with dark water. The girl points. 3 fat orange fish are swimming in circles. The girl takes some yellow grains out of her pocket and throws them into the water. The fish rush to the surface to eat. They make funny fish faces, and Mustafa laughs. So does the girl. The girl leads Mustafa to another part of the park where there are swings. She ties her cat to a tree, and she sits on a swing. And the girl swings back and forth and higher, and she looks down at Mustafa. He sits on a swing, and he swings slowly back and forth, then higher and higher. Together, they almost reach the treetops. Together, they almost touch the clouds. The girl points to herself and says something. It sounds like Maria. It also sounds like music, like happy music. And then she points to Mustafa. He understands. Mustafa, he says, and Maria smiles. And Mustafa doesn't feel invisible anymore. Thank you so much for listening to my story about Mustafa. Thank you.
That was a great story. I hope you enjoyed Mustafa by Mary Louise Gay. I really felt bad for Mustafa when he felt so alone. I know it is hard to be the new student or the new kid in the class. Let's talk about what we learned in this book. When Mustafa first goes to the park, he finds some treasures to share with his family, and the flowers remind him of his grandmother's teacups. Do you understand those details in the book better from the pictures or the words? How do you think the words and pictures work together to tell the story? How does Mustafa feel at the beginning of the story? And how does he feel at the end? How does it feel to be a stranger, and how do we make friends and become part of a community? Do you think this book does a good job at capturing how it feels to be the new kid? After many failed attempts, Maria finally figures out how to break the ice with Mustafa. Have you ever seen a new kid who has had trouble fitting in? What did you do to help? Why do you think it's sometimes hard to help someone who's new? As a follow up activity, I'd like you to do a drawing activity. In the story, Mustafa feels invisible when he waves to other children who don't see him. Think of a time when you felt invisible. Draw a picture of what that time was like to tell me what happened. This week, I want to challenge you to make a list of all the ways students can help a new member of the Hess Street School community feel welcome and included. You can make your list on paper or pictures, whatever you'd like. Well, everyone, that is our work for the week from the Hess Street School Virtual Library. I have loved being with you again and hope you enjoyed our story Mustafa and the follow-up activities. Have a great week. Stay safe and healthy. Be helpful around your house and enjoy reading lots of books.